video, we're going to start adding some CSS. We're going to make use of Tailwinds because we have Tailwinds already set up in our project. Here we have the Tailwinds configuration, Next.js config in case we need to add maybe the images in this video. We can work on that as well. So we have already Tailwinds available in the project. So all we need to do, let's start from the top. So if we head over to the header here, make sure you save all your files and give it a quick refresh just to make sure everything is working fine. And in the header, let me see what I have for the header in my wireframe. Let's start adding some classes here. And we want to make this a flex container. And we're going to do items. Let's do center. Let's do justify between to add some space in here. And then we're going to add, let's do some margin on the X axis of, let's do auto. And let's do also a padding of 8, I think I have. Cool. So we are going to need to move the first link outside of, or let's just wrap these two in another div. I'm gonna accomplish the same here. So in here, we're going to create a new div, paste this inside, and let's make sure this is here. So now in this div that is wrapping the other two links, we need to add a, let's do a space -x-4, and let's do let's make this text extra large, so text-xl, and let's make this one, we're gonna add a class name here, and let's do this one font-bold, and let's do text-3xl to make it bigger than the other ones. And I think that's everything I have for this one at the moment. So right now it looks a lot better. So we're still able to navigate to the different pages, back home, members, about, and that's it for the header at the moment. Now let's work on the members page where we're rendering all the members. And for this one, let's go into, let me see the divs that I have here. I have a return member name, and then we'll have, let me see here. Let's head over to the members page, this one here. And here, let's do, we have the home page, we have the members page. Okay, members here. So in this div that is wrapping the mapping that we're doing here, let's do some class name on this one. And I just want to make this one a flex container. And I want to use flex wrap. And we want to, let's save that first. And then, yeah, let's do some gap of maybe 3, see how that looks. 3, or maybe a little bit more, 5. Okay, that's fine. We can play around with the values there. And then let's make this h1. Before I forget, let's do a class name here. Let's make this text-xl for the members page, or it's maybe 2xl, smaller than the home. And then let's do on this one, let's just do a margin bottom on this one for now. Cool. All right, so that's better. Now we can head over to, let's go over to, what do I have here? Let's work on the member item, because we can work on each individual one here now. So member item here, we are going to have, let's see what we have. We have the member. Okay, so here inside of the link that we are rendering, so each one of these is a link. So we're going to add a class name on the, let's do some text here first. So let's do class name. Let's do for the bottom of the name, let's do font dash and bold, and let's do text dash center. And what else? So let's work on the image here. So in the image I have, let's do a border of 2, and I forgot to put the class name here first. So border dash 2, come on, border dash 2, okay. And then what else we want? Let's do the border, we just do kind of like a blue color, just so we can see the border. Blue, pick this one here, 700. And then let's do a rounded full. There we go. Cool. So right now we still got this warning. We're going to fix that. Next.js wants us to use the image component because it's going to automatically optimize our images. We're going to do that change in a little bit now inside of this video. Let's just make sure these are still clickable and we can still navigate to the different members here. So we'll leave this one like this for now. So every time we click on one of these, we go over to the members page with the parameter. So we're going into this page here. So all we need to do is just add some CSS on this one here. Let me see what I have for this one here. Let's do on this one, let's see. I have, okay, so let's have a div with the name, and then we'll change the image to the image component in a second. So on the tab component here, let's do a class name. Here we're going to have container, and we're going to add some space and margin next to auto. And let's do a background BG dash. Let's do blue here. Let's do the opposite of what we did on the other page. So blue dash 700. And then what else we need to do? Let's keep it here. We're going to, let's wrap this 2 divs. Let me separate these 2. So let's see, we could, yeah, let's just wrap it into another div here. So let's do another div and move this one to the bottom. So we're wrapping both of these. And then on this one here, we're gonna do a class name. Let's do padding dash 2. And then let's make this a flex container because we want to move these things around a little bit easier here. So let me see, we have the name here. So let's move the name together with the member sense div here. So we're going to keep the image at the top. And then let's do a div for wrapping these 2 together. So let's wrap these 2 together. And I'm going to, let me hide this terminal. And let me move this one to the bottom here. So now this one closes here. Cool. So now this one that is wrapping the name and member sense, or the created ad, let's add a flex call. Whoops, what happened here? Forgot to put class name again. So flex dash column. Let's also do the items to the end so we can push it. Or do we do flex column items? Let's do text white. So now that we're here, and let's see what am I missing here. Let's do to member items and flex column. Okay, let's see. Whoops, let's keep it. I deleted the whole entire thing. Let me just make sure I delete just class. It's not being added at the moment. So for the name here, we'll come back to that one here. Let's do a class name here. And let's do just text -2 Excel. And then let's do the font -bold. Okay, so that's just for the name. The member sense of the created ad div could just remain the same here, or you can add some extra classes here if you want. So let's see, what else do I want to do here? So let's do we have some padding here already. So for this one we can do. So we already have 2 flex container here. So let's do in here. This one is the one wrapping the image, and we also have the div. Let's just do, for now, let's do items. That's center here. All right, and then we will do some margin around here, so we can do margin right -10 or something like that. Not 10, but we can do maybe 5 or left instead. And then there we go. We can keep it like this. The only thing that I want to do here is I want to round the images again. So to this image I want to add another class name, and let's do what we did here. Let's do like border -4, a little thicker this time. And let's do round it. Round it. -4. And what else did I have in mind? Let's do, I think that's fine. That's okay, because these images are not really big. I don't want to make it too big. Right now they look good on that size, but let's work on just bringing in the image component from Next.js, so that way we can optimize these images. So basically what the image component is going to do is that it's going to look at the size that you need, depending on the size of the screen. Let's say you have a really big image, right? But your user is loading your website in a mobile phone. So maybe by looking at the width and the size of the screen, Next.js could download a copy of a smaller image if the screen is not that big. But if it's in a full desktop, it needs a copy of the full image. It's going to download the full image. So it's going to do all that optimization for you. So size, and it's going to prevent layout shifting. So when some text, let's say, is being displayed before the image gets downloaded, sometimes your UI shift or move elements from to different size. Next.js is going to prevent that, because it's going to put like a placeholder in the location of where the image is going to be loaded. So let's import the image component from Next.js. And then we're going to replace the image element here and put the image component. And as soon as you save here, you might get an error. And it's going to give you this error here. It says that we need the width set up to the image as a prop. So the size is a prop. Let me just put this to the next line and set the width here. These images are not too big, so we're just gonna put a 200 here, and then it will give me an error again for the height. So we need to set the height here also, so 200. And then we might get another error because we need to add the host name of where we're getting these images from inside of the config file of Next.js. So we need to go into, so we can copy this host name here, and we can go to the, what is it? To the, where is it? Host name, configure in images in the Next.config file. So we can go to this file here, and we can go here, and we need to set the images here. And then we can set the remote, what is it, remote patterns, yeah, here. And then we need to specify here, we can have multiple ones, but all we need is we need to pass an array. And the one we need to set will be this object here. We need to set the protocol to HTTPS, and then we need to set the host name to the host name that we copy from this error here, or you can look at the data, and this is the host name here. This is the protocol here, but you can get that information here in the error as well. And then I think that's everything we need to set up in here this time. So we could just save this one and maybe give it a refresh and see if everything is working fine. Protocol, host name, I think that's everything we need. Let's go back to home and give it a refresh. I think that's everything we need. I'm gonna look at my terminal here. It's compiling, so mine is taking a little bit. Let me pause it to see if it, okay, there we go. That's fine. We got here, so let's go to members again. In members, we see the members. We can click on one of these images here, and we should be navigated here now, and we get an error and then a timeout, and they're still not loading correctly. So let me see if I miss anything here. It looks like it just needed another refresh. So try to go back home again, members again, click on a different one, and there we go. Now it's still working. Cool. So we can close this down. If you have other from other different hosting services, you also have to list them here. This is the only one we have at the moment. And let me see, I think we just need to go into this page here, because in this page here, in the member item component, actually, member item, we still need to replace this one here, so we can get rid of this warning, and we can have of the optimization, automatic optimization. So let's import image in here as well. And now we know what to do. We had to do less here because we already set up the configuration. So image here, and then if I save that, let me see if we get an error. It's gonna give me the error. We need a width. Let's just set this one to 100, and then set the height to also 100 for these. All right, so these are back up and running now. Let's test this out. Let's click on some different ones. Here we go. And that's it. We have optimized our images, and these are really useful for when you have like really large images and you don't want to download the bigger size when it's not needed. So for now, let's just add, let's see if I have anything else. Let's just do in page here, I don't think we have anything else. So let's just do a class name, and let's do container, and then let's do mx-auto here as well, just so we can have these. This is the home. Oh no, that's the member page. I got confused with the member page. Let's see how the home looks. Home looks good. Let's do the same in the members page. So here, let's do the same thing I did in the wrong page, but we can keep it there as well. Container, and then mx-auto, and that's it. All right, that's it for now. We got all the images set up. We got some styling here on the navigation and some styling on our items. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.